Hey guys, what's up? It's Fern. Thank you so much for joining me for another Planty video. So today we are going to be tackling a project that I have been anticipating for quite a while now, and that is to redo, reorganize, reset up my Ikea greenhouse cabinet. This is the Millsbow Tall. I have several videos about this cabinet. I'll link the playlist down below. I've had it for a couple of years now. I've definitely learned some lessons with it. It's been a bit of a journey, but overall I've loved having it. However, right now it's just not really bringing me a ton of joy, and that's mostly because I feel like it's not really like well organized or well utilized right now. I feel like my plants aren't displayed very nicely. It just looks kind of cluttered, and I'm also dealing with some issues of things that need to be replaced. One of my fans broke, so there's only one fan left in here, and I'm gonna be replacing that and adding another one, so I'll have two new fans in there. I'm gonna be redoing the weather stripping. We're gonna be changing out the lights, which I'm so excited about because ever since I set up my Millsbow Wide, which is the other greenhouse cabinet that I have, which I have a whole video setting that one up as well, I installed a Mother Plant Spectrum light in that cabinet and it looks phenomenal. I'm so happy with it. Ever since I did that, I've been wanting to upgrade this cabinet also to Mother Plant Spectrum lights, so I'm finally going to be doing that today, and I'm so excited because I know that that alone is just going to make such a huge difference in how it looks. So the goals for today are: 1, I'm going to be completely cleaning the cabinet. We're going to take everything out and do that. 2, I want it to be more functional, so we're going to be, upgrading and replacing everything that needs to be replaced, and we're also going to be changing the way I'm displaying plants. I have some grid and everything that we're going to work with, so I'm really excited about that. And then 3 is just to make it more aesthetically pleasing. I want my plants to be displayed in a way that makes sense. I want to be able to see them all. And yeah, I just want it to look pleasing to the eye, because that's the reason that's one of the reasons. Obviously it's functional as well, but this is a display cabinet ultimately, and I want to be able to just enjoy looking at my plants inside of it. So let's see how we do. It's 9:20 a.m. right now, and I'm just gonna start by taking all the plants and everything out of the cabinet. I am gonna turn the lights off in here right now too, because I feel like that's just gonna look better for filming purposes. It makes sense for me to water all the plants right now because they do need to be watered, so I'm gonna do that while they're out of the cabinet. So I'm just going to mix up my fertilizer water to do that. Okay, the plants are all out, so now I just have to remove all the other stuff. I'm gonna take the shelf out, the fan, that shelf. I'm gonna have to remove the light, which I'm hoping will go okay. It's just up there with double-sided tape, so we'll see how it goes. My hygrometer too. It's gonna be so nice to clean this cabinet because it's pretty gross. I forgot that the light was zip tied onto this, so I need to cut that off. Oh shoot. Oh boy. Okay, let's unplug everything. So this is the old fan. They get pretty gross, but I actually cleaned this not too long ago, so it's not bad. But like I said, I used to have 2 of these in there and one of them stopped working. So the new fans I'm gonna be putting in here are actually waterproof, which is, you know, obviously a lot better and safer. I didn't even really think about moisture when I first got these fans, and I feel like there's been so much more like information and people sharing their experiences since the IKEA greenhouse cabinets became a thing. Like there just wasn't really that many resources when I first put this together, so I didn't even think about stuff like that. Look at all of the plants everywhere in my kitchen while I'm doing this. They should all be happy after a nice good watering. Okay, so now comes the task of trying to get this light off of the top of the cabinet. I'm just gonna try to pry it off if it doesn't want to come off, I guess. You can see my nice new lights are sitting up here waiting for me to install. I can hear it kind of detaching. Well, that tape has been very, very effective in holding that light up there. Holy smokes. Now I need to do the other side. Okay, this side I just went straight in with the blow dryer, which is obviously what I should have done over here, but I didn't. And it came off so clean. Like the strip is just on the light. It's not on the cabinet at all, so really happy with that. If you're trying to remove command strips, definitely just go in with the blow dryer. Okay, so now it is completely empty. All of the lights, all of the fans and everything are out. So I'm just going to clean it. Obviously I'm gonna have to vacuum, and then I'm just gonna be wiping everything down. And then we can move on to the fun part, which is resetting everything up. Okay, so the cabinet is all cleaned out. It feels really good. It's like a blank canvas, and now we get to fill it up with everything. So the first thing that I'm gonna install is going to be the new grow lights, which I am so excited to get these in. So I have 2 of the Plant Spectrum 16 lights from Mother. They did send these over to me, and they also offered to sponsor today's video, so I really appreciate them for that. So today's video is sponsored by Mother. Y'all already know, well, if you've been on my channel for any amount of time, then you would know that I love Plant Spectrum lights. I have so many of them in my home already. They look so sleek and beautiful. They work amazingly. My plants freaking love them. So yeah, I'm just so thrilled to get these up in the cabinet. So let's open these bad boys up. Look how beautiful. So these are 16-watt full spectrum grow lights, and they're also waterproof, which is perfect for the cabinet. Exactly what I want. Ooh. So we have the power adapter. Then we have the rest of the stuff to set it up and some mounting hardware in this one. And then this one is the base if we want to stand this up vertically, which obviously that's not how I'm going to be using it today, but most of the other ones in my house I use like that. And that's one of my favorite things about these lights is that they are so versatile. You can have them vertical, you can have them hanging on a shelf, you can have them mounted to your wall. There's so many different ways to use them, which is really nice, especially for someone like me because I'm always switching up my setup. Look how nice and sleek this is. Oh my goodness, it's gonna look a million times better in there. The LED chips are gonna last for about 10 years, which is obviously a really long time, but even when they wear out, you can actually just replace the LED board, which is amazing. So you won't ever have to replace this actual light, like you can keep it forever, which is amazing. Okay, so my plan to install this is to use these little sliders. This is like, I don't know, a little attachment that you can put on to use to hang, oh my goodness, it doesn't want to focus, there you go, to use to hang the light. So I have to take this off, put these on, and then I'm gonna be hanging them with magnetic hooks from the top of the cabinet. So I'll probably end up, they give you a couple zip ties too, so I'll probably end up using these, and then the zip tie can just go through this little bit and hopefully around the magnetic hook. I have this all planned in my head, but we'll see if I can actually execute it and if it's all gonna work. There's other ways I can hang this as well if it doesn't work, but I'm just gonna start by popping those little attachments on. Okay, it's actually the other side. I'm gonna take off. I'm not gonna mess with the side of the cord if I don't have to. Actually, I can just go like that and then slide these guys on. Okay, we're gonna find out if my plan is gonna work. These are the magnetic hooks that I have. They come in 2 pieces, so you just screw them together. Okay, I'm just gonna stick these on here, and I think that I want the light more towards the front of the cabinet so that the plants are kind of facing outwards, you know? Oh gosh, it's loud. Gonna put my zip ties on here now. Not gonna tighten them all the way yet. I'm just gonna see if this is gonna work before I decide how exactly I want it. So okay, I actually think that this is gonna work really well. I'm gonna tighten the zip ties now. Okay, I'm very impressed with how this is coming out. I'm just going to cut off zip tie now, the excess. So it's near the front of the cabinet, but it's just slightly facing back, which I'm really happy with it being positioned like that. I think that the plants are gonna grow really nicely towards it and they'll be like facing out of the cabinet. It'll help to display them really nicely. And then I've also just added another magnetic hook back here to guide the cord back. And then I can kind of position it however I want whenever I do the rest of the cabinet. Wow, I'm honestly so impressed with this. It already looks like just so much cleaner, so much more sleek. And the nice thing is I can move this whenever I want super easily. I'm not gonna have to freaking pry it off with a butter knife and a blow dryer like I did the last light. You totally can use sticky mounts to do this as well if that's what you prefer. There's a couple reasons why I wanted to opt for this route. The first one is just that it gives me so much flexibility. It's really easy to remove. It's really easy to move around if I want to do that. And for like moving or taking apart the cabinet, it's just, you know, it's completely removable. So I really like that. The second reason is that these magnets are very heavy duty, so this light is not going anywhere. And when you mount with like double-sided tape and sticky pads and things like that, you do risk, if you have a really humid cabinet, humid and warm cabinet especially, you do risk that the stickiness like decreasing over time. And I just don't want this. This just feels very secure to me. So we'll see what I think over time, but I'm really happy with this so far. I decided to run the cord outside of the cabinet rather than through the inside. I do have holes drilled on the bottom, as you can see, but I don't know, I just wanted it with like the switch and everything, I just wanted it to be on the outside. So I'm just running it through the top of the door, and it still closes and everything, and I don't put weather stripping in this area specifically, so it's gonna be fine like that. Also, if you ever need to remove your door, all you have to do is pull this pin out. I'm not gonna do it now, but you can just pull this out and then the door will come off. I didn't know that until I moved because my friends actually built this cabinet for me, which was very nice of them. I built the other one, so I got more of an understanding once I did that. But yeah, I had moved and I needed to get the doors off and I had no idea how to do it. All you do is just pull that pin out. Just a little side note for anyone who didn't know. Oh, and I also added another magnet here just to keep the wire nice and clean along the top there. Yeah, I'm really happy with how this is looking so far. Okay, so I've zip tied this light on. I still need to cut the tails off, but same thing. Gonna be super, super easy to remove if I ever want to do that. And I can like move this around however I want to make sure it's centered and everything. For this one, I am going to run the wire through the bottom because it's a lot closer and the switch will be outside of the cabinet. So I'm just gonna pop that through there. Connect it again. I'm actually going to be changing out the power bar as well because like I said, this hasn't been working. I've tried to troubleshoot it. I don't know what the problem is, but I also want to have more plugins. This is just from my vacuum. So I actually got a five plugin. Oh, 6. Okay, it actually has 6 outlets. Oh my gosh, the dust bunnies on it. So this is again a Wi-Fi one, so I'm going to be able to control it from my phone, which is really nice. And yeah, I'm going to have a lot more space to plug things in here. Okay, should I turn on the lights just to see how it's looking so far? I'm so excited to see. I'm actually going to take a little lunch break and take Olive out for WALK because it is almost that time, so we'll resume this momentarily. Okay, I'm back, and we're just gonna test out what the lights are looking like because I'm dying to see, so I'm gonna turn them on right now. Alright. Oh my gosh, it's so much better! Olive? It's okay, baby. Oh, this is gonna look amazing. I cannot wait to see it with the plants inside and with everything else set up. How exciting is that? Obviously, this cabinet isn't by windows or anything, so it's really important to have good grow lights in there. And a question that I get a lot is people asking, how much does it affect my electricity bill having all these grow lights in my home? Is it expensive, etc.? And it's not expensive. So for example, these lights are powerful full spectrum grow lights, but they use a low consumption LED technology. So these lights actually only cost $1 to $2 a month to run, which is less than it costs to run your laptop, for example. So the energy usage is pretty minimal. I know that utilities are getting so expensive and prices are just skyrocketing everywhere, but luckily the cost to run these is very minimal, which is really nice. So hopefully that answers anybody's questions who's been wondering that. Anyways, I absolutely love these lights, and to me it's well worth it to have these grow lights running in my home because they just make such a massive difference as to which plants I'm able to grow and like how many plants I'm able to grow and how well they do. We are going to set up the rest of the cabinet, but I just want to remind you that if you are interested in the Mother Plant Spectrum grow lights, they will be linked down below in the description box, and I believe that I still have a discount code with them as well. Thank you again to Mother for sponsoring this video and sending these lights over. I am so excited to see what the finished result's going to look like. Okay, so I've got the grid up and it looks so good. Oh my goodness, and it's gonna open up so much opportunity to have more plants in here, so that's just great. So the way that I did the back ones, I secured the top one with my good old magnet hooks. These are honestly like the handiest things ever when putting like hanging things in the greenhouse cabinet. As you can see, I've used them for a lot of different things. And then down here for the one off the shelf, this is not magnetic, so I just went with some S hooks. You can see them right there, and then they're just holding up the wire grid down here. It feels pretty sturdy, like pulling it. I don't think it would come down, but obviously I'm just gonna have to keep my eye on it because I don't know. I'm just doing trial and error here. And then the side panels I just secured with suction cups. These are the same suction cups, like the heavy duty ones, that I used in my Millsbow wide. And they've been holding up really well in here for quite some time now, so I'm pretty comfortable with using them. And the wire grids came with some handy shelves, so there's this long one. These are, I'm not sure if it's the exact same as what I ordered for the Millsbow wide that's in there, but similar at least. There's a little basket one, and then just a little flat shelf. I think it is the same actually. I think I just reordered the same kit that I had used for the last one. I'm obviously just gonna have to decide where I want it to go, but what I typically do in my other cabinet is have all of my plants that need higher light, smaller plants obviously, in the baskets. Like for example, my Hoya and plants that I want to sun stress and things like that, I like to have them higher up closer to the light. I'm just gonna kind of put them wherever right now, and then I can always move things around. Maybe I'll put one up here. And then right here. And I'm gonna do the same on the top level. Oh yeah, I forgot that I ordered separately just a set of 4 more baskets. And I guess I didn't really look at the measurements, but this is big. Like this, I mean, there's a few different sizes in here, but the largest one is like pretty freaking big. However, I think that it might actually work on this one because this is the sturdiest one. It's held up by the magnets at the top. So I think I might actually be able to use this bigger one. I'm just gonna play around, see what I can come up with. Oh, I am so thrilled with how this is looking so far. It feels so good to be excited about this cabinet again because like I said, I was just feeling kind of like blah about it the last little while. We're almost at the point where I can start putting plants back in, but we do need to install the fans, which I have in these boxes right here. So let's open them up. I need to figure out how to install them. I've never used them before. Okay, so the fans that I got are computer fans. They're waterproof, and how I found these and decided to get them was through the Ikea Greenhouse Facebook page. So I just searched waterproof fans and a bunch of people were talking about the ones that they got and which ones, you know, people recommended. So that Facebook group is a really good resource. You can just search like whatever keyword you're looking for and then all the like posts will come up that were to do with that. So this is what they look like. pretty small, which is nice because my huge bulky fans were taking up so much real estate in my cabinet. So this is just going to be like so much better. So I think I'm going to use my magnetic, once again, my magnetic hooks and mount this somehow at like the top of the cabinet. So it just has this weird thing instead of a regular plug-in. I don't know, computer people will know what this is, but all I know is I had to order an extra adapter to be able to plug this in to like a regular plug-in. So that's this component right here. So let's try to attach them. You know, there was such a craze of the IKEA greenhouse cabinet 2-3 years ago when it first started gaining some traction and becoming a thing. But there's so much benefit to people who didn't jump on the bandwagon then and who are just getting cabinets now, because you can learn from all of the mistakes that people, like the first wave of IKEA greenhouse cabineters made. So it's kind of the positive about if you are someone who had to wait to get a cabinet. Okay, let's try to attach these. Is that how it goes? Is that wrong? These do not look compatible. Okay, I need to hop on my laptop and figure this out. Okay, it's all good. It does connect. I just don't know why it's like, I don't know, it's weird. One of the pieces is smaller and one is bigger. I guess it's so that it can fit like a 3 and a 4 prong, whatever. I don't know. Anyways, let me show you. This thing is powerful, and I'm a little worried it's going to be too powerful. I did go and look in the IKEA Greenhouse Facebook thing, and I searched this fan to see what other people were saying, and someone said that she had 2, and then she ended up just taking one out and just having 1 in her cabinet because it's really powerful. Let me turn it on. I don't know if you can hear it. Maybe it won't be too bad, I guess. I have to figure out how I'm gonna mount it now too. And apparently there's like a splitter where you can have 2 fans running into just 1 adapter, which I think I might get because I have 2 separate adapters right now, but it would be more convenient obviously to just have the 1. But for now, the 2 will be fine. Okay, that took a little while, but I finally got the fans up. I was just trying to figure out the best way to mount them. So the top one is here in this corner, and what I did was just there's these holes that go through the fans on all the corners, and I put zip ties through, oh my gosh, it's so hard to see, and everything's black, which makes it even more difficult, but I put zip ties through the corners and then just used the magnetic hooks again to hang this one. And then I put another suction hook back here to kind of guide the wire so that it kind of tilts it downwards a little bit. And then for this one was a little bit more tricky because this shelf isn't magnetic. So I went with the S hooks again, and this one isn't perfectly tilted how I would like it to be, but I think it's gonna be good enough for now. I did the same thing with the zip ties in the corners, and then I just used the S hooks through the shelf there. And then I just guided the wire down through the hole at the bottom of the cabinet, same with on the other side. I honestly don't know how I'm going to feel about these fans. I kind of feel like they're going to be too powerful, but I'm going to use them for now. If any of you guys have these fans in your cabinets, let me know what your thoughts are, or if you have any suggestions or just like any knowledge, please share it with me down below in the comments. I would very much appreciate it. Anyways, that's done now, so basically the only thing I have left, my creativity and brain power is fizzling, by the way, if you can't notice. All I have left to do is to weather strip. I need to re-weather strip the cabinet and put the plants back in. And I think I'm gonna put the plants back in first because that's what I am excited to do. I really want to do that. And then I can just I'm not super worried about weather stripping it. I can just do that. I mean, I'll probably do it after I put the plants in, but I don't even have to do it today. You know what I mean? Like, it's not urgent. This is going to be up and running. I also need to hook up my new power bar as well. Maybe I'll set up my new power bar. Okay, let's get that done, and then we can put the plants back in and arrange them. Also, my house is such a mess right now. I have some serious damage control to do once I'm finished here. Also got some packages I need to open over there. But yeah, oh my goodness, like, there is stuff everywhere. It's a little overwhelming. A little overwhelming. Holy smokes. It's massive. Wow. No shortage of plugins here. Okay, I think I'm actually gonna mount this to the side of the cabinet just to keep it up off the floor. My brain just always goes to worst case scenarios and I get worried about like water dripping in here or something. So I think that that's, and it's also just gonna be like clean to keep it just, I don't know, up off the floor. And I've seen people do it before. I'm pretty sure that I saw Emma from Good Growing do this and I was like, great idea. Hopefully I have some Velcro, so I think that that's what I'm gonna use to do it. Let's give it a whirl. Where there's a lot of experimentation happening today. Okay, I'm ready to stick it on. I think I'm just gonna stick it like here. That seems like a good idea, doesn't it? I hope so. I'm gonna like push on the glass from the inside. I kind of wish it was black so it would like go with it more, but honestly you're not gonna be able to see it that much, like especially when there's plants in here. Okay, so now I have to plug everything in. So I've always wanted to find a solution for the wires going through here not to be rubbing on the edge because I'm just worried that they're gonna get like worn down or something. By the way, there is black nail polish around the edges of this. It's like, yeah, it's a bit of a janky hole. But anyways, I have tried grommets before and none of them like fit well in this hole. I think because it's just like not a perfect circle. I don't know. I've never found anything that worked. But I'm gonna go in with this little piece of foam and I was gonna try to cut it to size, but then I realized that I can just put it through and it can just go in between because there's like, it's hollow in here. There's like 2 layers of metal. It can just sit in between there and I can just put a little hole and then the wire can go through there and then it will be protected and it's like perfect. And that will probably help with humidity too because now it's just not like a gaping hole. I'm so impressed with this. I need to figure out how I can cut a nice little hole in there now though. Anyways, super happy about that. This little piece of foam. I think I'm finally ready to put plants in here. I got both of those wiring situations sorted out. So let's just go ahead and throw some plants in here and see how we can get it arranged. Okay, hey guys, it's been a couple of days. I did end up finishing the cabinet that day. I put the plants back in and then I did the weather stripping. I have it all arranged how I want it and I love it so much. I'm super happy with how it came out. I've been admiring it for the past couple of days since I put this all together and I can't wait to show you the final result. So I'm just going to, I guess, do a little tour and show you what it's looking like now. I do have everything set up on the power bar now, and I'm gonna turn the fans off just for the purpose of this tour because they are pretty noisy when the cabinet's open. So this is what it's looking like from the outside. I'm of course gonna open it up, but yeah, oh my goodness, it looks so good. Alright, so first of all, like I said, I did redo all of the weather stripping. This is all nice and new and fresh, and yeah, I'm really glad that I redid that, and it made such a big difference in the humidity. This has been up to 90%, and before it was hanging around, it was like somewhere in the 50s without the weather stripping, so that really does make such a massive difference. Even with the two pretty powerful fans running, it is still staying super humid, so I'm really happy about that. This is the same weather stripping that I used the first time around, and I really like it. I mean, it did kind of like wear down and started peeling off after a while, but I had it on for 2 years before, like I said, so it was just time for it to be replaced. But you can see I did it on the inside of the doors. I also did it on the top of the door, and then on this door, I just did it along like the middle, so that door has to close first, and then this one closes in front of it, and it seals that middle gap. But yeah, it works super well, and it's really quick to put on. Also, the roll of weather stripping was literally the exact amount that I needed. It was kind of crazy. I think that this was the last strip I put on, and this was all that was left. Like, it like perfectly fit. I do have an Ikea greenhouse cabinet section on my Amazon storefront, and I'm going to update it with all the new products that I'm using as well, so that will be linked down below also. I also put my hygrometer here with another metal hook, and then of course like the light, the fan, and everything is up. We have the grid panels on all of the sides, which I really love because I feel like it utilizes the space in the cabinet so well, and I can kind of adjust plants to the amount of light that they need. So plants that I want to be a little bit closer to the light, I can boost them up, and then the others I can just have them a little bit lower on the shelf. So it's all the same plants in here. They look so much better though, especially with this light. It just makes everything look so much nicer. I did move a couple of other plants in here as well though. I moved this verrucosum. It's just kind of hanging out there. This is in sphagnum moss. And I also moved my Aglaonema Manila's Pride because this is not rooting for me. I was trying to root it in water. This plant rotted on me a while ago, so I ended up moving it to perlite and sticking it in the cabinet. So hopefully I'll have some luck. But yeah, I thought that it would be happy in here under the lights and everything. Oh, I also moved this El Choco in here, so I have two little baby El Chocos. This one hasn't been that happy though. I think it keeps getting underwatered in my bedroom, so I'm hoping it'll be a little bit happier in here with the humidity and everything. Other than that, all the plants are the same. I'm not really going to go through them in detail, but yeah, they're all looking pretty good. I also used a couple of these just Ikea Scatus clips. They're really perfect for just attaching like small single plants onto the grid. Oh yeah, and for these shelves that aren't like a basket, they're just a flat shelf, I used these dragonfly clips to kind of make sure that the plants aren't going to slide off of here. It doesn't seem like they're going to, but just as an extra little precaution, I added the little dragonflies in there, which is kind of cute as well. And I didn't mention, but I am still using my custom shelf. I love this shelf so much, and it's so cute. It says wild fern and it has little plants on it. But it's really convenient not only for airflow, but also for attaching things to it. Like I have the light attached, and then also the grid is attached with S-hooks to the back. So yeah, love this shelf so much. And then down here on the lower shelf looks great. I'm really happy with how this is arranged as well. I just love the usage of like different heights in this setup. I think that it looks so good. As you can see, I have my beautiful Monstera Esqueleto here. I boosted it up, so it's going to be getting a lot of light. Really hoping for a new growth point soon. I'm so excited about that plant. You can see I just used the little clip to hang it right there. I did have a shelf or a basket here, but I don't remember why I moved it. I guess it just worked to just clip this one on. And then I have a few kind of like rehab plants in this basket. This Gigas cutting, I think it might be a goner, but I figured I would just try a little bit longer with it. Then I have a begonia and anthurium. Over here I have my, what are you? Crystal Meg Luxurians, which has been looking rough. There's actually a couple of Anthurium in this section that have been looking kind of rough. I feel like this lower section of the cabinet is kind of more of like a rehab-y kind of section. Anyways, I mean, it doesn't look awful, but the new leaf is definitely coming in a bit damaged. My mame, however, this plant is always struggling for me, but right now it's looking so good. I can't stop staring at this leaf. It's so pretty. I really like what I did down here to boost my Hoya chicken farm up a bit. I put another terracotta pot upside down to kind of give it a little bit more height. Like I said, I really want to play around with having things at different heights. I feel like you can actually like see all of the plants better that way. I moved my Begonia Magdalene Matson down here. There's just a little bit more space for it. And then I have another Anthurium that has not been happy. Look at that new leaf. Doesn't look good. Hopefully these Anthurium will start to improve for me. There really wasn't any airflow down here before, so now that I have the fans, I think that they're gonna start doing better. We'll have to see. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Some cuttings, my beautiful variegated Maranta. Yeah, I'm super, super happy with how this turned out. I honestly just feel like it's miles better. This is by far my favorite cabinet setup that I've done. I hope that you guys like it too. If you have any questions or comments, just leave it down below. I would love to answer you and I would love to hear from you. Oh yeah, and then we have the power bar here, which you guys already saw. I love this so much. It just looks so much better having it off of the floor. Anyways, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you again to Mother for providing this plant spectrum lights and for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to check them out down below in the description box as well. I feel like this cabinet would not look half as good if it wasn't for those lights, so yeah, I'm just so stoked to have them in there. That's gonna be it. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!